Tsukamo ose Dragonball oru Sekai de ito surikna himitsu Sagazo ose Dragonball oru Sekai de ito yukinaki seki Kono yo wa dekkai takarajima Sosa ima koso adventure. Ever since I was a kid, Dragon Ball was my favorite series. Back then, everyone I knew wanted to do the Kamehameha. In fact, I'm willing to bet that since you're watching this right now, you've probably tried it as well. Even though many years have passed, I didn't give up. You're probably thinking that I've used some program like After Effects to do it, but you'd be wrong. I've programmed this instead. Let me explain. This bulking up part here, I actually trained for 3 months to get into shape, and it wasn't easy. Then, to synchronize these videos, I used the machine learning method from my first episode of No Bibi. It recognizes the last stance from the first video in the second one, and I gradually increased the opacity in the previous frames to make a more seamless transition. The second video is actually shot in reverse, so that I have this green balloon growing between my hands. I then programmed my PC to find the green pixels, recolor them, and add a linear gradient around its borders to simulate glowing. For these other things, I use trigonometry, translation, scaling, and rotation. The sparks are links in a nearest neighbor graph with nodes randomly scattered along the edge of this area. Here, my code detects the rapid movement followed by the sudden stop and switches to a new set of programmatically generated effects. I've programmed the sounds as well. You see, sounds are waves. Mathematical functions again. And if you put many of them on top of each other, they can sound like this. In fact, I've also synthesized the opening theme programmatically. I have no idea how a piano works. So having said all that, do you agree that I can do a Kamehameha or not? I'm really curious to hear what you have to say because I really think I'm as close as you can get. So if you found these things interesting, stay tuned because I'm gonna make a series of programming tutorials in the upcoming months. And I'll also explain how I did this other stuff. Before I go, I've left an early Christmas gift in the description below. I converted my code into a game where you can do your very own Kamehameha. You need to go in front of the webcam and follow the on-screen instructions using a green cloth like this. I've only tested it in Chrome, but it should work in other browsers as well, I think. So check it out. And if you're too eager for my programming tutorials to start, well, you can analyze how the game works by looking at the source code anytime. So stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't already, and happy holidays!